Hi all, Adi here from Hunts & Johns. Thank you so much for clicking on my video. Today is Thursday the 31st of July and I'm just going to pop into the range and see if they've got any new Halloween decorations. I'm only going to be looking at the new stuff because I've already been here I think twice, maybe 3 times. So we've already looked at some of the Halloween range. If you want to see that, there's a playlist of all the Halloween shopping that I've done here on my channel. Anyway, yeah, let's go and see if they've got anything new. And they had these lovely headstones, and it says that they're animated. They were $14.99. They've got that girl one, and it's like hanging on a chain there. And then they had the other one. Unfortunately, there was none on display, so I couldn't test it out, but they had 2 different types. And then they had that ghost curtain, which was lovely. And then for $4.99 they had this fluffy ghost doorstop and this pumpkin, pink pumpkin. I couldn't find a price, sorry about that. And they had this creepy window curtain. I've got a couple of these, $3.99. They look great. I put them in the upstairs windows at Halloween. And we've seen that ghosty pumpkin stack before, and I absolutely love this, like Sherpa, what they call like hoodies. Absolutely lovely, and it was only $11.99. What a fantastic price that is. And all that stuff we've seen more or less before on the shelves there. And then they had these Day of the Dead guitarist figures. Couldn't find a price on these. They had 2 different types. Really cute. And then all of this we've seen before, but I haven't seen this black pumpkin dish. That's nice. And the clear one, I said $9.99. And then they had these neon skeletons. The only thing is they were that like velvety, suede material, which I'm not that keen on. But they were nice. And then they had these like spider skeletons, really good for decorating. So they're going to be $2.99. And then I just saw the price for the neon skeletons. They're going to be $3.99 each. So really good prices. And then I found these headstones. They're really nice. They literally had 1 pack of 3 left. I'm just going to turn it around to give you a better view. Oh, stay put. You go $11.99. These look great if you're doing a graveyard. I've got quite a few from previous years. And then they had this bag of clown heads for $4.99. And it had like 3 different colours. I thought they were quite detailed actually for the money. Not bad at all. You can do with those. I'm not sure what I'm going to do, but I shall find something to do. And then there's this lovely skull plastic jug. It's really good. They were $3.99. And then they had some of these little like sippy cups with the straws, and they were only £1.49. And then they had this. Absolutely loved that cauldron. $14.99. So much you could do with that. And for $5.99 they had this huge bag of skulls. Really good value. You could even stick those in the cauldron with some spider web, and that looked fantastic. And then they had some of these like goblets for £1.49 that matched that big jug. Really nice, like oil slick. And then this cute little bulldog skeleton is $9.99. Not bad at all. And then look at this guy. Oh my god. The Halloween skeleton nutcracker. You will see that towards the end of the video. I found it on the way out of the shop. They had one on display. £129. Love it. And they had some of these ghosty soap dispensers. and I found some towels with little ghosties on it. The guys in the shop were just putting all this display out, so there's not a great deal of prices, and I don't want to interrupt people when they're doing the job, so I was trying to keep out of the way. But they had these 2 ghosty bath mats, and then the pumpkin one, which I'll show you in a second. That's $8.99. So that's quite nice if you like more autumnal stuff rather than Halloween. And then this little soap dispenser. Nice cute colours. And then they had some little craft bits and pieces and a notebook that a crochet your own fox and some autumn mice and some little crafty bits to paint. And this autumn bracelet set for $3.99, so that's really good value. And they had some leaves of different colours if you're doing some craft stuff, and some mushrooms that you could paint. And then I found the best part of all. So this little Frankenstein, I think he lights up. I found him in the box later on a little bit further up, but look at these animatronics. Oh my days, $39.99. And all of those animatronics were going from $19.99 up to $39.99 for the absolutely huge skull. And then they've got all these ones that stand alone on their own. We saw some of those last week out the front. $59.99 for that one. I think they're such good value. And then this guy, $49.99. See, they're quite tall as well, aren't they? And then this Halloween like lamppost. Well, that was really cute. I do find it in the end. It's on a display up the top, so you'll see it in a minute on display. But they only had that one, and I couldn't find a price. But you'll find the prices for all these online.
Roses are red. Until your day, keep the clown away.
So quite an impressive display. There's that trick-or-treat lamppost, and then this bride, I think she pulls off the groom's head there. I've seen that online, but I haven't seen it actually in working order yet. And I found some more stuff on the way out, and these cute little pumpkin drinking bottles and some pumpkin plates, and this cute little ghosty glass tea mug. So it's more cutesy Halloween, and a little double oven glove. And then I love this. I'm actually sitting here editing it and wish I'd actually bought it. I bet you it'll be gone by the time I go back. And these guys, the bride and groom, they do light up. I think the eyes light up, $19.99, but I didn't want to pull the paper tab out. It's not fair. And these Halloween sitting LED scenes, again, they weren't working, so I can't show you. I'm not really sure how I feel about these. Maybe you've got younger kids. It'd be nice. And then they had this coffin shaped like sharing board for party, $2.99. Actually, when I was in the shop, I actually thought it was $12.99. I would have picked it up if I'd known that. And then this lovely Halloween pumpkin Ferris wheel. And then they had some more crafty stuff. It was only $2.99, really good value. And then some of these, if you're having a party, want to do some shots, they're $1.29 for a pack of 4 syringes. And then they had these flowers, which I thought were lovely, £1.29. They had black, purple and red ones. They look really nice. And then this for $4.99, a glow in the dark, like Day of the Dead skull. I think we might have seen that before, and we might have seen this before as well, a Boo Latch hook kit. That was cute as well, the purple flowers. And we have seen this a couple of weeks ago, but there it is in the box, $129.99. And this was the display on the way out. You take a ticket, and then a hand comes out. Really good fun. Very tempting, but I've got nowhere to keep it. And then this wasn't switched on, $32.99, and that's the huge clown, $72.99, and it stretches. Great value for that money. And there's that nutcracker that I showed you at the beginning. Very, very tempting. Hi guys, I'm back in the car. I was really surprised by how much new stuff they had, and those animatronics for the price I think are absolutely amazing. I've got quite a few already from previous years. I bought a couple in the States before, so I didn't go too mad, she says. I'm going to show you what I've got because I couldn't resist. First thing I got was, oh no, sorry about that. My precarious camera setup in the car, the camera fell off. So the first thing I got was this cauldron. But it's really good, and I'm going to show you. It makes a noise as well. So I think that'll look great. I'm going to put some, like, you know, the spider web in there, and then that'll light up and it'll look much better at night time. So I thought that was really good. I bought some of these giant eyes, googly eyes. They were 99p for 2, because you can stick them on bushes and do things like that. I thought that was really good. I bought these clown heads. These were $4.99, one of each colour. Thought they were really good. The cauldron, by the way, I forgot to tell you, no, it's in the shop, that was $14.99. I've just hit the button again, sorry about that. And then I bought some of these. Right, calm down, mate. Just waiting for him to finish, sorry. These, like, I suppose they're for crafting, some autumnal. So I also got these, like autumnal leaves. They're actually to replace some that are on an old wreath that I've got. It's my autumnal wreath that hangs on the door every year, but it's getting a bit worn. And then I bought this, which is a bit crazy buying something like this in July, but this big thick fleece with all the ghosties on it. This was only $11.99, and I think it'll be great in the winter, obviously when you're like just sitting around on the sofa, and then you can move about. I usually have a spooky blanket on. And then this guy, bear with me. How cool is he? He was $19.99. It's just like driving a car there. And I shall show you. I think he looks a bit like my husband, if you've ever seen my husband. Obviously not as good looking as my husband, but a very close second, and he does this.
Surprise! It's party time!
Love him. See, to me this is more like what I call traditional Halloween. It's more my vibe. Reminds me of... So myself and my friend would like to say thank you so much for watching. We really do appreciate it. We'll have to give him a name, won't we? Let me know in the comments if you can think of a name from. So please, if you can, could you please like and subscribe? I'd really, really appreciate it. It doesn't cost you anything. It's free of charge, but it means the world to me. Thank you so much. There'll be more coming in the near future. So stay spooky. Bye.